Furniture found at a yard sale. It may seem dated and worn, but with just a little paint, it can be transformed.
It sure can. Joining us now is Laura Bundesen, the artist behind friskyfurnishings.etsy.com, to show us how to refinish our yard sale treasures. Laura, nice to have you here. Now we are going to jump right into this and take a look at this gorgeous table. What it says on top is so cute. I don't know if people can see. It says, "You are my joy." I just love that. Now tell us what you did to get it to this point.
So I found this table at a tag sale. It was very worn, had a bad mark on the top, and I first stripped it using a paint stripper.
Now, can I ask you a question? Just kind of interrupt for a second. When you're at a yard sale and you're looking, because items like this are kind of a dime a dozen at yard sales, what are you looking for when you're evaluating pieces that you see at the yard sales?
Good question. I'm looking for something sturdy, that's not broken, that doesn't have broken bits.
So you want to jostle it around a little bit.
Right. I want to make sure that it's an intact piece and it's really just a cosmetic problem.
And this is what you saw, right? This is
the stripping stage.
Oh, okay.
So I think we missed the before shot, but this is the stripping stage. And that's when I get the old paint removed, which is sometimes necessary, but not always. I'll talk about that a little bit later.
And this is the before? Sorry, Laura.
So that's how you bought it. You saw it at the yard sale like this and said, I think that that's going to be a pretty good looking table.
Yes, exactly. Then I stripped it. And then after that, I sanded it down.
And how long did that whole process take, would you say, to strip and sand and all that?
Each time you do something takes maybe a half an hour, but then you need to wait until you can get to the next stage.
You can't count the waiting time, though. That's when you can go and have a drink or do whatever you got to do.
Now, Laura,
here's the sanding shot.
Let's say you're a little bit lazy, like me. If this were me, I would have gotten that table and just repainted right over it and skipped these steps. How important are these steps to do?
They're pretty important if you want it to last and you want the paint to stick.
Okay.
So after we strip it and sand it, then we're going to prime it, and then we're going to actually paint it. And I've put on 2 coats of each color that I use, the blue and the yellow. And now we're going to do the final finish, which is a little stencil project.
Yes. Okay.
And I've got another stencil project set up for you so that you can stencil with me.
Love it.
And it's pretty easy to do. We're going to use a special brush. That's called a stencil brush. I have one over there for you too.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is
this is the brush, right?
Yeah. What we're going to do is you dip the brush in the paint.
Okay.
But you want to make sure that it's not too heavily painted because you don't want the paint to slip under the stencil. So we're going to tap some of it off on the little cloth that I have.
Oh, that's your brush. I thought you were preparing it.
No, I've got one right over there for you guys.
Oh, we're sharing. I got it. I got you.
I'll dab and
Okay. Did you get this frame or the mirror at a tag sale as well?
Absolutely.
Do we just dab?
No, what I do is I use a little circular motion. So
Don't mess it up, Stepman.
I'll try not to.
Circular motion. You're going to cover all the little bits.
Nice.
There you go. Move on to the next one. If you need to reload your brush, do that. Just remember that you're going to need to tap
Why don't
off
you do the U?
some of the extra paint.
Tap off the extra paint?
Yeah, you want to make sure that you don't have too much paint
or it's going to bleed
on your brush.
Right.
I got to say, I assumed this was going to be hard. And I'm impressed that I can do it because I'm not very good at art projects. So
well,
if
it's kind of foolproof because all you got to do is tape the stencil on and then just...
Yes, you're going to use a painter's tape to tape the stencil on, and then we're going to do the big reveal in a moment.
Nice. We love the big reveal.
Now you can get all different types of stencils at a craft store.
Yes.
So you can spell out anything you'd like.
You can, and there's lots of other designs too.
Now, what kind of paint did you use for this to stencil?
I used the exact same paint I used on the table.
Okay.
Which is a latex house paint. I buy these little jars, which cost about $2.50 each, and one little jar can do a couple pieces of furniture.
Really?
So yeah, it really goes quite a long way.
Are you looking for indoor or outdoor paint? Does it matter?
This is indoor paint. And I wouldn't use this furniture outside. There are finishes you can put on that will protect it enough to be outside, but I don't generally do outdoor furniture.
I love that table, Laura. That is so cute.
I love this picture frame.
You did a good job.
It says you
a good job.
Check that out. Impressive,
Very good. And how easy was that?
Very easy. This is something I might just do it this weekend.
That's really nice. Okay, Laura, we've got a couple more projects coming up with you in a little bit, so thanks so much. We'll be back with you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Massive Heal. We are back with Laura Bundesen. She's the artist behind friskyfurnishings.etsy.com, and we're going to show you how to transform some simple pieces you find at a yard sale to be treasures, right?
Absolutely.
So earlier we did the table and the picture frame or the mirror, and now we're going to work on this tray.
Yes. So we have a very simple tray. When I purchased it, it was a kind of ugly color pea green and had a lot of stains on it.
And you probably got it for $1.
So on this one, I was lazy like you, and I didn't bother to
It's the way to
strip
go.
off the paint.
It's fun.
But I did sand it and prime it, and then put on 2 coats of this nice latex paint that's pretty simple. So I wanted to show just basically how versatile decoupage is. You could transform this tray into something pretty elegant, like this.
Just some artwork.
We could also use some kind of just decorative papers to make it kind of fun and simple.
I like that.
And what I'm going to do is use some pages from this book here that has a lot of fun sayings in it.
It's a good book.
And
I just
I'm
read
going to decoupage them onto here. So the first thing we want to do, I've got a little of this Modge Podge,
Now,
and I've put some in here.
decoupage, is that a fancy word for gluing?
Yeah.
I've been wondering this whole time. Decoupage, does that mean sticking something to something else?
I believe that is true. The etymology, I don't know, but I believe that's true.
But you can't just use glue. You have to use special decoupage Modge Podge.
Modge Podge works as both the glue to adhere the images to the surface, and you can use it on a lot of different surfaces, and it also covers the work afterwards to give it a protective finish. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the Modge Podge and we're going to apply it to the back of the image.
Oh, it goes on clear.
It goes on a little bit white, but it will dry clear. And you want to try to get it as much as you can, and we are going to, how about we just put this one right there?
How about it? I like that.
How about it? Right there.
And it says, keep your old love letters. You know I did.
Did you?
I have shoe
Did
boxes
you?
full of my old love letters from 5th grade.
But then, see what happens when you get married. Then what do you do with
Why
them?
don't you take care of that
you know,
one?
they're just good memories.
They're g-
I won't mention any of my old boyfriends, though, in case
Oh
they're
no,
watching.
you should. Oh, name some.
No, I'm not.
Okay, and you go right ahead and put that
Cut.
wherever you would like, somewhere on the fringe, not in the middle. I have plans for the middle.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm so nervous. I don't want to disappoint you.
Don't
I'm
be
gonna put it
reckless
here.
There
with
are no
other people's
mistakes
I
here.
love
There
that.
are no mistakes.
Oh, good. You're my kind of lady.
I
then.
like this quote, dance even if you have nowhere to do it but in your living room. And you know I do. I dance like a maniac in my
I've
living
seen it.
room.
I like that.
Oh, I've seen you dance.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wait. Hold that one up.
Oh,
I want that one to
no.
go on last. We're going to put this one right here in the middle.
Oh, good. I didn't mess anything up.
And then I want you to put that one so it overlaps the top image.
You're so good at this, Laura.
How about
Like
that?
this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Now, Laura, if you wanted to glaze that whole part so that none of the lips came up, could you put Modge Podge over this whole bottom?
You absolutely could. So we want to press down everything really good. I'm missing a little bit here, so we're going to put just a little bit more here. And then this is going to have to wait about 15 minutes before we can put a final Modge Podge cover on it.
Okay.
Because if we put it on too fast, it's all going to wrinkle, and we don't want the wrinkles.
No.
'Cause you don't want to get the paper too moist.
Right.
I
So what happens is this is going to dry for about 15 minutes, and then after we're all done, we're just going to come back, and with the same little foam brushes and the same Modge Podge, we're going to go right over the top of it and
so
put on a
simple.
protective finish. And then we forgot to put the little
Oh,
heart.
that's the most important part, the heart.
And this, in keeping with our previous theme on the table, this actually came out of the stencil that I used on the table. So
Good
you
idea.
know, you
Using
can
all
use
your
everything.
resources.
There you go.
And this would make a great gift for someone. You can personalize it to be, you know, maybe quotes that they use a lot or anything.
You can.
And we'll just lift this up to show.
Look at this.
That's so nice. And it's not even done. You still have to put decoupage over the
It's
top.
not even done, but it's well on its way. And once you put the Modge Podge on top, you can then, if you want to make it very, very tough, so that you don't have any problems, you can put like an acrylic finish on top.
If you'd like to do that.
as
What a
well.
nice conversation piece
Yeah.
for your coffee table. All right, now we're going to move on to picture frames.
Okay.
This I cannot wait to see, because these two are one of those things that are a dime a dozen at yard sales. And
Yes.
if you go to a store to buy a frame or to get something framed,
Not cheap.
not cheap at all.
So let's shift
I love
gears
this
a little
one.
bit here and move some of this
That's the
off.
thing. I think distressed is back in too.
Oh,
I'm not much
it's
of a
always
stylist.
in. Yeah,
Oh,
I
is
know.
it?
And it's so nice, as if you mess up a little, it's okay. It's distressed.
It's distressed.
So
I
this
meant
is,
for it to be like that.
this is what it started out like. It's just a pretty ordinary frame, maybe costing me $1 at a tag sale. This is the final finish that we're going for. This has been painted, distressed, and then I have a wax finish on top of it, which gives it kind of a nice luster.
I love it.
Does it help
so
preserve
much.
it too with the wax finish?
Yeah, helps protect it. So this is one that's in the middle.
You
It's
just
ready.
painted it?
It's been painted. Now I don't use primer on these because I actually want the wood to show through, and if I use primer underneath the paint and I sand some of that paint away, then I'm going to get the primer, and that's ugly.
So this is my kind of project,
Yeah,
a lazy
yeah,
man's
this
dream.
is the easy one. So we're going to take a fairly rough sandpaper. This is, and we're just going to unceremoniously tear some of it.
Thank
there
you.
you go.
I like how
Would you
you
like some
work.
I would love a
Alright,
piece of
okay.
sandpaper.
There's
And
no
then
wrong or right.
What you want to do is just start working on some of the edges that would be worn down when you are handling something a lot. We want to get to that old feel and old look.
Oh.
Can we see some of the wood coming through? Here, let's see if all three of us can get in here.
There you go.
You got it. Don't be afraid.
Oh, I'm not
Look at
afraid.
that. I'm
Very
loving this.
I feel the burn on my hands.
There
Like
you go.
the friction. I feel like I'm really working
It's like a workout.
working hard. It's like a workout. Well, and feeling the burn on my fingers,
But
not
do
my
you
muscles.
see already
Oh, I
the
get
shift in what it looks like?
That's so simple. It's like doing what you're told you're not supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
Ruin it.
Now I actually
love it.
like the color of the raw wood under here,
Mm-hmm.
but if you wanted something a little darker, you could get a stain from the hardware store and then put a stain on top of it, which would darken it just a little
Would
bit.
treat everything.
Now,
and
what
then
did you do
darken the wood.
with this? It
This
looks
one
like
has a little bit of a stain
I
on
thought
top.
so, yeah, but it's very
So-
subtle.
Yeah.
And now what we do with this, when it's done, we'd finish it off with the wax.
Yes.
Could use
Yes.
a polyacrylic too if you just had it lying around.
You could use a polyacrylic too. You can use either way with it.
But either way, when you use the Modge Podge, use the polyacrylic, any of that stuff, is for preserving it and giving it a little bit of extra gloss.
And then one of the things I've seen at a lot of stores lately is people just using empty photo frames as a display itself on a wall, without even putting any decoration in it. You can also pile them on top of each other. I have a little,
I
a
like
little gold
that.
one here that would look nice as part of the whole trio.
Wait, so you're saying they hang this on the wall, and what would be in here? Just the wall?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They also do overlapping like that.
So, wow, and then people can come over and take it off the wall and take pictures with it. That's my
that would
idea.
work too.
That's a pretty funky idea. I really
you know?
like that.
Come over, we'll take pictures.
Laura, exactly, Laura, you come over to my house anytime.
Laura,